So what is project data analytics? So there's some definitions come out of the APM, which is about sort of leveraging the experience of the past to inform the future type stuff. But I think it's bigger than that, because it's also about picking the data up, it's harvesting the data so we can do something with it. And a lot of the data that we collect today is not fit for purpose for what we want to be doing in 3 or 4 years' time. It's just not good enough. It's not the right scope, it's not the right quality, etc. So we need to fix some of that as well. So it's not just about chucking things like artificial intelligence at this. So there's a Gartner diagram there that says we go from descriptive analytics, which is looking backwards in terms of what happened, and then through to prescriptive analytics, which is predicting the future, but it's not predetermined. You've got a chance to sort of do scenario analysis on it and then start to change that future. So I think that's the important thing about where we're heading, is that these futures are not baked in. If we've got the right data analytics, we can change them and make the world a better place. So this slide is quite a key slide. I use this one a lot. So we've got a meetup of about 6,600 people. And back in August of 2018, Crossrail came along and presented this slide. And Crossrail is a once-through organisation. And as soon as it's finished, then Crossrail as a vehicle then disappears and it's replaced for Rail for London, who then operate the railway. So all that data in red is the stuff that goes to Rail for London, and the stuff in blue is a big exhaust plume from the back of the project. And that sits in servers and is very difficult to get hold of. And if you do get hold of it, and I know some people have seen some bits of it, it's very difficult to navigate around and very difficult to extract value from, which is a very sad state of affairs. So what we're trying to do is to leverage the experience from our portfolio of projects so we can start to drive forward project delivery improvement. And that's what we're doing now. So I mentioned before that it's not just about that exhaust plume of data. Is looking at things like robotic process automation, where we can speed things up. We can take the human out of the loop, improve data quality as well. So you don't need to fat finger things into a keyboard anymore. We can streamline this sort of data harvesting as well, make sure that we've got the right data. And what's most important, and I think you're going to see this big time in the next 2 or 3 years, is the connections between the data. So we really like graph databases, and we're going to have a couple of speakers on that next year. And graph databases mean that you can start to connect things and get relationships between data, and you don't need to do that through SQL, a join table. It's a lot more intuitive. So once we start to connect data together, we'll start to get some really big insights coming out of it.